Greetings from the mountains, my friends. I sincerely hope you're doing well. Did you know that this past week was National Dog Bite Prevention Week? Yeah, should have known, because people being bitten in this country is such a widespread, significant problem that not just a day, but an entire week of dog owner education and awareness has been devoted to it for the past 26 years. And yet, on average, over 5 million people were still bitten by dogs during each of those previous 26 years, in spite of the vast amount of education provided by the American Veterinary Medical Association and countless celebrities who proudly proclaim the majority of these bites, if not all, pay attention to that if not all part, are preventable. Well, I couldn't disagree more. Therefore, I propose we change the week from National Dog Bite Prevention Week to National Dog Bite Mitigation Week. Because unless you plan on sticking around until dogs evolve to a point where they no longer are endowed with fangs and claws, or until we humans become smarter by abandoning our willful disregard of what a dog really is and what's really capable of, people will continue to be bitten by dogs at an alarming rate, regardless of how many days, weeks, months, and years you devote to its prevention. And why is that? Your dog's aggressive behavior, or the possibility of its aggressive behavior, is every bit as intertwined in your dog's genetic and psychological makeup as its affiliative behaviors, like rolling over for a belly rub, nuzzling up to you for a good old scratch behind the ear, or even curling up to you in bed. Amongst wolves, the ancestors that dogs still share all of their genetics with, but 0.2%, aggressive behavior contributes a great deal to the stability of their social network. Let me say that again. Aggressive behavior contributes a great deal to the stability of their social network. Its main function is to divide important but limited resources among group members in a non-lethal way. In other words, aggression serves to not prevent aggression entirely, but to hopefully prevent even more serious aggression from occurring. And we should recognize that, because similarly in human societies, we've come to expect that aggressive acts by some offenders will always occur. And by instilling very aggressive penalties for those acts, we, hopefully, are preventing even more serious aggressive acts from occurring. Yeah, see, we're acting just like nature. Over thousands of years, aggression finally evolved into a complex social structure known as a hierarchy. And I know a lot of you out there don't believe in hierarchies. You also don't believe that dogs actually evolved from wolves and that they still carry a lot of their inheritable behavioral traits. But they still exist. They still exist. Remember, they're as intertwined in your dog's genetic and psychological makeup as all the other behaviors that you do accept. But anyway, hierarchies are there in order to avoid or minimize the harmful effects of contests that were sure to arise when two individuals of the same group were even more capable of killing each other with fang and claw wanted the same resource, especially if the same resource just happened to be food. And likewise, in comparative studies that I've read, have shown that dogs in groups also displayed enhanced levels of aggression in the presence of food. But in addition, other resources these dogs deemed worth fighting over were food-like treats, toys, particular locations like a spot on a sofa, or just the presence of their owners was all it took for a big fight to ensue. And as it is among wolves, whenever the amount of resources were decreased, the frequency of aggressive contests increased. So again, does that sound familiar? It certainly does to me. It makes me think back on those videos of Black Fridays of the past, when people would camp out all night long on the sidewalks or in front of the stores of a Best Buy or a Walmart so that they could be the first to get inside that store and buy all the limited resources. And unfortunately, what we saw in some of those videos were people actually fighting each other and duking it out, baby, or they're even shooting each other over the lack of plasma TVs. Seriously? So again, when resources decrease, aggression increases even with us. And we need to keep that in mind. But in addition to controlling who gets valuable resources and who doesn't, like plasma TVs, aggressive behavior is also shown to be instrumental in regulating social interactions within groups of wolves, dogs, and humans. While affiliative behaviors serve to regulate how individuals decrease their distance to other individuals, like, come here, give me a hug, or put it there, good old handshake. Aggressive behaviors, on the other hand, are used to either control distance maintenance, meaning stay right where you are, or increase it, get out of here. So that'd be like an example with humans would be, no, I'm good, I don't need a hug, or get your hands off my plasma TV. Or if you happen to be a dog or a wolf, back away from my food, or get off my territory. Finally, I'm thinking you're not quite big enough, pup, to fill these britches just yet. Yeah, a lot of similarities in both human and dogs when it comes to aggression. Thus, it appears that aggression is an inherent part of the behavioral endowment of all of us, wolves, dogs, and humans. And because of that, biting or attempting to bite is a natural dog behavior that should be expected instead of being made the exception to the behaviors we desire from our dogs. You hear that? Let me say it one more time. It should be expected. After all, we expect it in ourselves, so why would we not expect it in our dogs? Why would we go around pretending like it's not supposed to be there? Like it's an exception. Like when your dog tries to bite you or tries to bite someone else or tries to bite another dog, we obviously have a defective dog, and the dog should just be put down because of that. Why do we harbor that attitude? Why is it? Hence why I'm not in favor of statements that proclaim all dog bites are preventable, because they're not. By expecting our dogs to possibly bite us or someone else, prevention of dog bites will be far more productive because of our increased awareness of the aggression potential in our dogs. And the first step in avoiding or mitigating something potentially dangerous is admitting that the danger exists and will always exist. Listen to those words, always exist in the first place. Hence my desire to change National Dog Bite Prevention Week to something more realistic, like National Dog Bite Mitigation Week. Accept the fact that you will not prevent all dog bites, but you can mitigate how many times it occurs and its harmful effects. That we can get done. Okay, guys, now that I've made you aware that aggression is a natural part of your dog's genetic and psychological makeup, and that's why the concept of total prevention is unrealistic and unobtainable, I'll be addressing what you need to do to prevent as best as possible your dog's aggression, or at a minimum, how to mitigate its dangerous potential in my next video. So stay tuned. Until then, be safe and be well. Hey guys, if you enjoy my videos, or better yet, find them beneficial to your relationship with your dog, please like the video, share it with another dog-loving friend, and subscribe.